Good morning and a happy Wednesday. This is Lorenzo and this is the last episode of the Platinum Newbie. Yes, you heard that correctly, the last episode. I won't stop making videos, but I think it's fair to say I'm not a Platinum Newbie, I'm more of a Silver superstar. So the new series will be called Struggling in Silver or something in that vein. In this game I'm playing against a fellow Protoss. We're looking at his base now and I'll quickly switch back to mine. I'll offer him the GLHF and I'm going into this game. I'm always fairly confident against the Protoss. I don't have the fear of people coming to shoot me in the head with a gun or Zergs eating my base with a face melting roach or Zergling or something like that. These people are like me, so I can kill them. At least that's how it feels. Of course nothing is further from the truth. I think the game is quite well balanced and all races have interesting things. Gee, isn't that politically correct? Anyway, in this game I'm going to go for Mothership Core and 2 Stalker opening, the build I usually do against Terran. But I figure it has its place against Protoss as well, since it allows you to go scout, see what they're doing, and react accordingly in a timely manner, which makes this build quite flexible. I meet my opponent's probe, his name is Mutant. I meet Mutant's probe in the middle of the map, so evidently he's doing something. He went for a similar scouting timing as I did. So what are we going to see here up the ramp? Let's see here. It's a pylon. It's nothing else, nothing much else as a pylon. The pylon is here, so I'm not too worried about the proxy cheese as I encountered a few games ago. When you see an empty base, you're usually worried. I see his scouting probe pop up on the minimap and then disappear, so I throw down a gateway and send a probe around to check in any case, because of course the cheese could still go down with the second pylon. Some probe shots being exchanged here, and I go back for a second look in his base. In the meantime I'm continuing with the probe production as I should, and what we see here is a gateway and an assimilator. So he's going for the gas and the gateway is here in the base. I don't see a forge, so I'm not worried about any cheeses anymore. So I can proceed with my build as per normal, saving up some chrono boost for a stalker. Well, here's the Nexus being chrono boosted while not a probe is being produced. That's nicely wasted. And here is the pylon. So the gateway is going down and now we should see a cybernetics core hopefully at this very instant. As I said, it's going down at this very instant. As you can see, my build can still be refined. These assimilators should have happened simultaneously as well. What is going well is that I put 3 workers in almost immediately as it finished. His probe scouted mine traced mine back to my base, and I decided to kill it, which works out because he flees here and he loses his probe. A nice little victory for the hero probe here. And he returns to mining, hopefully until the day he dies. So in this build you save up your chrono boost for the stalker, which of course is going to be produced immediately when the cybernetics core finishes. You get gas a little bit early, so you can get the warp gate research, the stalker and the mothership core almost at the same time. One thing I consistently forget in this build is to actually have my probe production timed, so I can start the mothership core immediately when this cybernetics core finishes. In this game the gas has worked out. I have the gas, but there was a probe in the way, which I decided not to cancel since that would be wasting building time. So again, not perfect, but it's getting there. There's a second stalker in the queue, which gets a chrono boost as well. And when the mothership core there finishes, we're going to see them move out. Now you may have seen, if you've been looking at my channel, that I tried some Zerg games. I started, well, it's my same account, but I started on the American ladder, in which I have no match score at all, and started to play as Zerg. And after 5 matches it put me in bronze, which is very reasonable because I really don't know how to properly play Zerg. I won 1 game with a 6 pool, and every game where I tried to do something reasonable I just got destroyed. I did have a whole bunch of drones every time, but it didn't go very well. So I meet this stalker, again meeting the same unit in the middle of the map. First it was a probe, now it's a stalker. Going back and forth a little bit, and he has his second stalker, so I retreat until I have my second stalker. Now this is a bit of a pity. My 2 stalkers are let's rewind that. I was in first person cam. My stalkers are not focus firing. I thought I told them to, but I must have let go of the shift key. They're damaging both of them. So I could have taken this because I had the mothership core, which tickles a little bit of extra damage on it. But instead it's going to be a draw. As you can see, I'm going to kill his stalker and then my Stalker is too low of HP to be a serious threat to his mothership core. The core is here hovering side by side, but mine decides to back off since his reinforcements are undoubtedly a lot closer than mine. And as you can see, we're almost equal in units lost. He lost 1 probe more than me, which happens right here. So I decided to put a proxy pylon here. This little ramp, it's a bit of a mixed blessing. It makes the rush distance fairly short, at least a lot shorter than going all the way around here. But it can also be a horrible choke point where you lose your army, and of course a force field can be very powerful here. This is also why I'm getting the sentries. Getting out some more stalkers. I saw he was going for the same kind of build as me, in fact the exact same. He had the mothership core and 2 stalkers as well. So I decided to go for to keep on the pressure. So I add some gateways, 3 in fact, and a robo bay, a robo facility, excuse me. The robo facility to add immortals, because if he's also going stalkers, or my reasoning here is I'm going to get a lot of gateway units. If he isn't, I can do a lot of damage, and if he is as well, then an immortal will help immensely, because then that will do great against his stalkers. I'm not sure if that's valid reasoning or if the pros think like that, but that was my thought process in this game. By the way, I do know that 3 gateways and a robo on 1 base is technically too much, but I want to remain a little bit flexible, and in case I don't need a robo, I don't want to then have to start making a gateway. So here we meet. He has a few more stalkers than me. Well, no, actually the stalker count is even. I think, yeah, it was 5 versus 5 and 5 versus my extra sentry, but he gets me a little bit out of position, and I was chasing the probe up here. He gets a couple free shots off, and the Guardian shield of mine is way too late. Now here we're going into a patch of horrible micro on my part. Don't hate me too much, I was having a lot of lag. There was about 1 second of control input per 10 seconds of game time, which you will see that awesomely placed force field. When I gave the command, it was a great one. When it happened, and not so much. Anyway, trading armies fairly evenly. As you can see, there's now 25 resources difference in units lost. So far I'm fairly confident. I don't feel safe enough to expand. I feel I need the money to build units to keep this pressure on. I'm making this immortal here, chrono boosting it out, and the warp gates are on cooldown. And I'm going to, of course I have the observer here, it's going to see what he's up to, and when I get 1 or 2 immortals, I'm going to try and move out again. So far nothing surprising. He's making stalkers as well. I added a few zealots because I had a little bit of a mineral, a few excess minerals, and I'm feeling happy with my 1 or 2 sentries. He scouts my army, and as I often do, I move out when he scouts me. Now this could have potentially been very horrible, but he's stuck on the move command for a little bit, and actually our armies mash into each other. Had he made a concave here, it would have been quite a different story. He would have been able to pick my units off easily, especially with these Dark Templars that you can just sort of see shimmering, bashing into the Immortals' heavy shields. Fortunately, the Observer can be called right on back, dispatching these 2 Dark Templar easily. Now I know he's invested in Dark Templar tech. I have the Observer here, no problems there, warping in extra units and trying to move out, see if I can make something happen. At the same time, in my base, I'm going to throw down 1 or 2 cannons in case of a sneaky immortal run by. I don't want them in my main. I only have the 1 base, so I have to be careful of that. Here's his ramp, and I'm now at this point outnumbering his stalkers handsomely, and his Dark Templar get taken out without much of a problem, thanks to my amazing observer. That little robot was invaluable this game, and Mutant leaves the game. Not offering me a GG. I really don't like that. A lot in the silver leagues where I'm fighting now, people they just don't GG. They just get mad or so, I suppose. Anyway, in the end it doesn't matter. I got his ladder points, and after quite a few losses, I have a win that I feel quite confident about. We went for the same build. I did it better than he did and earned the win. So, this was the last episode of the Platinum Newbie. The subsequent episodes will be in their own playlist. The release schedule will remain to be Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, and I will hope to see you guys next time at my next video. Thanks for watching, and enjoy your Wednesday. Goodbye.